Do you think? Do you believe that everybody's doing the best they can in the moment? Because you could see like a conflict with that, and maybe that person's not having a bad day, maybe they're just mean. And again, I guess it's getting to that same root point for me of like, like how can you be sure that you're reading it right and that you understand it? And I think with people in general, the belief that they're doing the best they can, that kind of assumes they don't have to be better than, right? Like, and that they're viewing it exactly as it should be. They have good clarity, they have good perspective on it, and they're doing their best. And there's not room for improvement. I know that I've listened to a bunch of Brene Brown, so I don't think she would say there's not room for improvement. I get that, but I'm just curious your take. Like that's a tough thing. Like that's a nuanced concept, which is probably why it's so hard. So like, how do you navigate?
You wrote like 4 books on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think that my assumption that they're doing the best that they can doesn't mean that I don't think that they can be better.
Okay.
It means that in that moment, their response was all that they could give me. And I think that there is power in seeing my side. And if it's someone that I'm close to, explaining that. If it's someone that I'm not close to, it's easier to brush off. Because I'm just like, it's fine. They're doing their best. Like,
yeah.
I work in insurance, so I get people calling about their bills all the time. They're just like mad about their bills, and I can't control their bill. And I just get calls where people are just like yelling and cussing me out on the phone. And I've had multiple customers who like come to find out that like they were just diagnosed with cancer, or their mom was, or they just lost someone, or whatever it was. Like if they could have given me a better response, I have to believe that they would have. And so
sorry, keep going.
I do believe that, yeah, they can do better, but maybe right then when we were talking, that's all that they could give me. And I think I would want people to have that same grace for me. And in fact, my fiance and my best friend do have that grace for me. Like we all live together, and I struggle with depression and anxiety. So there are days that it's my day to do the dishes, and I physically can't. I can't think of another worse thing to do. Everything's super overwhelming, and I don't have to explain myself to them because they know that right then, right where I am in that moment is the best that I can give them. And that's okay. Tomorrow I'll do better. Tomorrow I'll do the dishes. Like the next day I'll do the dishes, whatever it is that I need to be for them, I can be later. Especially, I think that, there's nuance there with people who you're close to and intimate with. And you can have those conversations like, like, damn, that was shitty. Oh, sorry. These are all the reasons I was shitty. Can you not do that again? Yes. Like just have those boundaries and those moments where you can be yourself with them, and that vulnerability begets vulnerability back. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about.
Yeah, and you're getting exactly to what I value so much too. So I totally get what you're saying. Like it's to me, I think of a lot of things in mathematical terms, not necessarily literally, but kind of figuratively. Because I appreciate the logic and like the symmetry and the beauty of it and how things connect. So I try and apply that wherever I can. So when you were just talking about those conversations, like to me, I think of efficiency, like and how efficient it is to be able to be authentic with somebody else. So like I say this to my wife all the time. I appreciate so much more now where we are in our relationship, because I think when we knew each other since we were really young, but when we were in like our 20s, the games you play and like because you don't really know yourself or you're insecure and you're uncomfortable and then you're trying to interact with somebody else. And it's just so inefficient. Whereas now, exactly like you just said, we can just have conversations where it's like, hey, I think this, like, am I crazy or is this right? And there's a trust there, right? That you're being authentic, I'm being authentic, you're being vulnerable, I'm being vulnerable. And it's just so much more enjoyable and efficient and just better. And it's so obvious and intuitive, yet so hard to do. But I agree with what you're saying there, like the beauty of that when you have close relationships with it.
Yeah, you reach a rhythm. You get to the point where like, this is just how we communicate, how things go. But yeah, definitely something that's learned.
Yeah.
No one is born knowing.
Yeah.